Okay, recently Hulk Hogan said that oh wow, I love autocorrect. That should not be now. NWO. Quit autocorrecting. NWO space. No. There you go. First 40 seconds is free. Okay, so Hulk Hogan said that the NWO would absolutely murder the Shield. So, let's do it. Now, of course, I'm taking NWO at the height of their popularity, not them now. And I'm taking the Shield kind of at the height of their popularity, even though they're still incredibly popular now, as long as the Shield come out as a unit and not just the music and Roman coming down to the ring. Let's go right through this. Strength. Okay, so for the NWO you have Scott Hall. Big dude. Strong. Hulk Hogan. Big dude. Strong. 24-inch Python's Brother Jack Dude. Brother. Dude Jack. And El Grande Sexy. Kevin Nash. Big dude. Strong dude. Those three guys are all pretty much power guys. Compare that to the Shield. You guys are in great shape, but they're not big heavy hitters. Of course, the exception, of course, being the powerhouse of the Shield, the juggernaut of the Shield, Roman Reigns. Speed. Yeah. Looking at the Shield, you've got younger guys. They're faster. They're in much, much better shape. And I think Rollins alone can easily outmaneuver the three members of the NWO. Endurance. This again ends up being both the combination of Rollins and Ambrose. Hogan never wrestled long matches. Nash didn't wrestle long matches. Hall didn't wrestle long matches. Rollins is a marathon man. He can go 30, 40 minutes and still be ready to do that again the next night. And it's a high work rate. Same thing with someone like Ambrose. He can work a high work rate. So they definitely have in that aspect. Toughness. I almost give this one to the NWO because I was thinking back of when Hall was in all of those ladder matches. But then looking back and going, no. So the ladder matches that Hall was in when he was Razor Ramon, he didn't do that in NWO time as much. But we've seen the Shield take bumps off the side of Hell in a Cell. Rollins has done it. Ambrose has done it. Ambrose and Rollins have done it. We've seen them take just some phenomenal bumps. And we know that they can take a tremendous beating. Striking. Hear me out on this one? I had to think about all three members of both sides of the team. Reigns, punch, kick, standard stuff, drive-by. Okay, Superman punch, leaping clothesline. Rollins, any part of his body. Ambrose, I think he lost rebound clothesline, which is good because that's a weird looking move. Again, a straight up brawler. But Hall, brawler. He threw a punch like The Rock where he had the whole that nice thigh slap punch, which had a great look to it. Hogan, again, heavy puncher. Same thing with Hall, with Nash. You also had big boots. You also had the leg drop, which defeated virtually everybody. As well as you had, corner elbows, corner knees. So there's definitely a lot more in the way of heavier hits from the NWO that you see from the Shield. Grappling. With the combination of slams, power bombs, razor's edge, they just did a lot more moves like that. Yes, you're seeing basic DDTs. You're seeing the fantastic suplex combination that you get from Rollins. You see a Samoan drop. But I think the moves that you see from NWO, their finishers. Two of them use grappling moves as finishers, whether it's Jackknife Powerbomb or the Razor's Edge. Submissions. I had to think about this. I'm like, have I ever seen Ambrose really throw out a big submission? Like, I know he's done some cross faces. I was like, have I seen, you know, a lot of submission work from Roman Reigns? Not really. Alright, what about Ambrose? And what about Rollins? Rollins has thrown in some submission game. And on the other side, I was like, well, you've got bear hugs and an abdominal stretch. And I was like, you know, that has to go with the Shield. Seeing the longer matches that I've seen Rollins throw out, Rollins does have a pretty good technical game. He does have some submission holds that he can do. Doesn't run very often, but I think I have to give the edge from a submission standpoint to the Shield, because I can't in good conscience be like, oh, well, one side has the occasional bear hug and the abdominal stretch. High flying. Yeah. Hogan didn't leave his feet. Hall didn't leave his feet. Nash didn't leave his feet. They didn't have reason to. Over with the crowd. Look at the height of their popularities. The NWO, their music hit. You saw black and white t-shirts everywhere. Everywhere. Why was WCW so impressive? Why were they beating the WWE for what, like 83 weeks? The NWO. When their music hit, and Scott Hall would just go, hey yo, are you here to see WCW? Or are you here for the NWO? And the crowd would just go ballistic. They sold the most basic t-shirt, a black t-shirt with white lettering. And it sold phenomenally well. Go back and watch Bash at the Beach. The one where they formed the NWO. That event's horrible. Until Hogan turns. It revitalized Hogan's entire career. The reason why wrestling is where it is today is because you had this moment. You had a babyface that nobody cared for anymore, who had gone past expiration date, turned heel, made this group that made wrestling cool again for a while. And it was tremendous with how much work that went in with that and how much money it made everybody. WCW, WWF / WWE made so much money. And taking the idea too of a basic black t-shirt with a white design to it. The Bullet Club is effectively a parody of this in DX. And NWO is an idea that Eric Bischoff took from a Japanese wrestling company. I mean, think about how big that concept is. Four Horsemen made a lot of money, but they didn't have the same sort of impact NWO had. Ring psychology. Great facial expressions from the NWO. That's about where it stops. At that time, you didn't ring psychology. You just had big guys who could do big matches, and the crowd bought into it because the characters were big, the stories were big, and it was easier to do. Mic work. I had to think long and hard about this one. I was like, what? Hogan, not a really strong promo. He was a catchphrase king, but it didn't matter. Because the persona was there. Nash, good promo. Very good promo. This is where the big boys play. Look at the adjective. Play. Scott Hall. Out of those three guys, Scott Hall was super underrated. He could work. Had a great look, great on the mic, exuded charisma. And he could do a pretty good job on the mic. Out of those three guys, I'd almost probably say the best one out of all of them, Scott Hall. I was like, all right, how do they stack him against the Shield? When the Shield first started, they had a really easy cadence. Ambrose was a paragraph, Rollins was a sentence, Reigns was a word. Reigns has gotten significantly better. He can now say sentences. Ambrose, just for the way he holds the mic, he cradles it like it's a goblet. He's a very unique deliverance, and it works well for him. It makes him stand out amongst everybody else. It's unique, it's genuine. Rollins, every time he was world champion, he did like 10-minute promos every single night, and they were solid promos. Just people didn't care because he changed his voice to be whiny and nasally. Here are the promos that he does now. They're short, to the point, and they're packed when the crowd loves them. I think that all three members of the Shield are everywhere from average to fantastic on the mic. And with the NWO, what made it work was how cool the crowd thought they were. Less as to how well they were looking to rocking the mic. So I think if you take the NWO at their prime, ruining their political power, put them against the Shield at their height of popularity, I think that they fall just like King of the New Age Outlaws. I don't think it'd be hard pressed to find a more dominant three-person team given where they are right now. Not saying you couldn't pick an iteration of the Bullet Club and be like, well, if they took on the team of, of Prince Devitt, current era Kenny Omega, and AJ Styles, well, yeah, you could take members of the Bullet Club from different eras and blend them together and make an absolutely near unstoppable team with a work rate that's every bit of 6.5 stars. 7 3/8 stars if they're in the Tokyo Dome. But I think that when you look what the WWE has got right now, it's hard pressed to find a more impactful three-person team. Unless, of course, Bray Wyatt would hook up with Braun Strowman and they were to bring over Luke Harper. Then you would have just three massive individuals working together. Just saying.